here we are, beautiful Southern California. Today we're taking out this brand new Intense, awesome bike, excellent value, 5,500 bucks. Spec'd out all Fox, coil, put some nice pedals and a stem on it. We're gonna go take it for a rip, see how it handles in the chunk, see how it climbs. Has pretty good geometry, like 64.5 degree head tube angle, nice steep, almost 78 degree seat tube angle. Pretty good mullet setup, nice fender to keep all the junk out of your important suspension components. Right out of the box, it works great. Even the brake levers are just set up exactly where I would put them right out of the box. So this thing's ready to go. Put some air in the fork, burn the brakes in a little bit. Pretty well spec'd bike. Comes with a tool bag. Awesome. Chad box goes in the bottom. In here we got a snack for later. We got a multi-tool. We got probably an Apple AirTag, a little bit of everything. It's got a little piece of Velcro on it, and there's a corresponding Velcro within the frame to keep this thing from rattling. What do you know? Perfect fit. No one's ever gonna know it's there. And the good thing is there's not different models of carbon, so when you get a carbon bike, it's the same frame across all the builds, and you could just select your different build. But I'm sure we all know that this suspension setup is spot on. Like you can win races with a Performance Elite setup. Got a lockout on the shock. I doubt we're gonna need it for the climb. All these newer bikes have pretty good anti-squat values, so it should stand up just fine when we're climbing it up Cholla. So let's hit the trails. Let's do it. First 2 seconds on the Intense, it's very playful. Well, we're gonna see if we have a good time climbing. See how this thing stands up, handles in this nice tight turns, a nice small back wheel there, so it should spin up real nice. It feels really efficient to pedal with a coil, so I'm kind of surprised. So let's go up a nice steep, tight, treacherous trail and see what happens. Okay. I'm not even gonna bother touching the lockout switch because I never do. I mean, based off the previous bikes I've owned, had a Yeti and a Santa Cruz, Nomad, Mega Tower. And it's not just that I'll not touch the climb switch because I'll forget to turn it off at the top, but the bike is just built so well that it acts as a lockout when you pedal it. So just picture, you know, when you floor it in your car, the whole thing squats backwards. Picture a good anti-squat is when you put power down, the bike stands up instead. Really impressive. Grabbing the grainy gear. Pretty stoked that this thing is spec'd with a 30 tooth in the front. My bike has a 34. I'd be crying right now. Now, what's really interesting that I'm noticing right away is that it seems like the anti-squat part isn't power sensitive. So normal bikes, like you have to pedal a certain amount of power, a certain amount of cadence to get the bike to stand up. This just feels like it's really happy and settled in with any cadence I give it. This climb's a bugger. I would definitely rather have it short and steep than long and mediocre. Just get up, get it over with. This bike is like really locked in to its climbing position. It's very noticeable. It just feels like seated and settled in. Nice tech sec coming up here, I think. Obviously we're taking the technical line, extra technical. Extra credit. Definitely good in the technical stuff. My favorite. Oh boy, it gets worse. Straight up the middle, why not? That about wraps it up for this trail, I think. Yes! Guys. Here we go. First downhill. Oh wow. It's pretty fun. Okay. Oh wow. It's really efficient in this like traversey stuff here. We're almost to the Nar. Wow. Okay, this is the third time going through last little technical rock garden towards the bottom. I'm gonna try to line up a line I've never noticed before. This is just now going back when we're filming segments of this trail. You see so many things you've never seen before. And now my creative mindset is coming out. Oh, I could totally line that up. And I feel like just on this tiny little portion of trail, we've already saved like 3 seconds just squaring up lines and stuff. So give it one last little go here. Roll it! Grand finale. Let's just pin it, why not? Woo! Here we go. Wrapped up riding this intense. It pedals so well, really does. It's very, very stable on the downs. Every turn and descent, it's predictable. You know how it's gonna react. And keep in mind, like, this is just in its stock configuration. Like, a lot of you guys are gonna be flat pedals or clipped in. Definitely gonna cut your bars down. 800 is too wide. You know, you're gonna do more to tune and set up this bike. You might change out the coil or put a 32 on, but in its stock configuration, it's ready to rip. The only thing I would change would just to be get the bars a little more narrow. Maybe 780, 770 would be ideal. I just feel like my elbows are getting hung up at some of the turns, but stoked with how it went. I tried a couple lines I've never done before, just on Rockit there. And normally, like, when you change lines around and you start doing race stuff, you want to be in a comfortable environment. And I did not feel out of that zone at all. It was just like, oh, a different line, let's just try it. Doesn't matter what bike I'm on or how it's set up, just go for it. Another thing I noticed, as soon as you start getting into like the high-speed DH stuff, where you're just wide open in a straight line, hence the section on Rockit, it really puts you in a rearward position, so to say. Like, it instantly gets you back on the bike. And I was really expecting to have my feet move around, but you'll notice like once you get up to race speed, you don't have that sense of uncomfortability. It's kind of hard to describe. I bet a lot of people know exactly what I mean though, and the bike really throws you into like a central like core position, I want to say. I wish I could show you how I'm squatting right now, but almost like a light on the arms, heavy on the legs. And like I said, I was really expecting to like blow my feet off the pedals in one of those sections on Rockit, just because, you know, it's a new bike. You don't know exactly how it's going to respond, but very impressed with it. Gosh, it just pedals so smooth. It really does. I'm stoked with it. Thanks for joining us. That was a spectacular time. I'm really surprised I had a really good time on this bike. We didn't do anything to it. We just like aligned the bars and threw it right on the trail, and it was like amazing. Tried a bunch of different race lines, lined up some interesting new maneuvers, got the thing up to speed for sure. Out of the comfort zone? I don't think so. Very predictable, very fun. It's rad. So check them out on Intense, and safe riding out there.